So often in life, we have experiences that we simply can't explain. We don't understand why HaKadosh Baruch Hu is presenting them to us. We don't understand its purpose. We don't understand the ultimate direction that we are to take. And we continue through life prodding along without ever truly appreciating exactly what was going on in God's mind when we were confronted with that which we experienced. Every so often, an individual may experience something ultimately that will shed light on what one had previously endured. And if one does, then that truly is a moment that is a gift from God. Case in point, the Seder of Miketz. Yaakov Avinu was told by Yehuda that the brothers cannot go down to receive food anew from Yosef, the viceroy of Egypt, unbeknownst as yet at this time to the brothers and to Yaakov Avinu insofar as his true identity. They can't go down without Binyamin. So Vayomer Aleim Yisrael Aviyim, Yaakov turns to them, and it's Yisrael, for the destiny of Klal Yisrael, what is occurring here. And he says, if this is the case, this is what you need to do. You have to take from the things of the land, besides, obviously, equipping yourself with praying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And besides, obviously, that Yehuda manifests in next week's Seder of Vayigash, when he was ready to engage in war, you have to prepare for yourself a gift, a bribe, to present to him, which we know when Yaakov Avinu ultimately prepared himself for Esav, he prepared himself l'dora, l'tfila, l'matana, by fashioning a gift, by engaging war, and by turning to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Here we have no different. And Yaakov turns to them and says, take for yourselves from something by which the land of Canaan is known, specialty products. Ma'at sari, ma'at avash, nechos, falot, botnim, shkedim. Now we know what botnim and shkedim are, perhaps. Maybe it's pistachios, maybe some kind of a nut. We know what dvash is, it's honey. But as well, take for yourself ma'at sari, a little bit of spices, ma'at, right, as well, and nechos, falot, and take for yourself as well the nechos, which are spices, the tsari, which is balsam, valot, and lotus. And take them down towards what end ultimately? Says Yaakov Avinu, so that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should present you, equip you with mercy before this man, on whom our lives depend. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu should send to you, return to you, Achichem, says Rashi, Shimon, who was incarcerated, and ultimately Ve'es Binyamin, but Acher Ve'es Binyamin. And Rashi tells us there are three references here. Achichem Shimon, Binyamin as stated, says Rashi, Acher Ruach HaKodesh Nizrkabo. Ruach HaKodesh from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a form of Nevuah, was sent into Yaakov. And when Yaakov said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will have Rachamim, and return Shimon, and return as well Binyamin, and even return Yosef. Yaakov is wishing this for himself and for his sons, and he's telling them, prepare yourself with this gift to present before the viceroy of Egypt, so that hopefully we can be reunited. Says the Sforno, this little bit of a gift. Why a little bit of a gift? Says the Sforno, when you're trying to bribe your way before a person who is enmeshed in materialism, like Esav, who can never be satiated without the largest gift in the world, then you have to send tons of different kinds of flocks. And you have to separate their corrals so that when he looks at what is being presented to him, it's endless in nature. But says the Sforno, on the other hand, when you are presenting something to a nediv, to a prince of an individual, then already avoti adovar nivchar midvorim hanimtsoim al hama'at. Then you only need to present to such a person a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Perhaps some caviar, perhaps some flour that is quite unusual. And these things are to be found, veheim behecholei melech, they are to be found within the domain of a king. Umizeh hamin hoysa mincha hazos liyosef. This is Yaakov suggested they take. Isn't it interesting? I realize that when Yosef was taken down to Egypt in the first place, what was found on that caravan? When the brothers sat down to eat, having thrown him in the pit, and they looked up and they saw that there was a band of Ishmaelim coming from Gilead. And what were the camels carrying? Nechos utsri volot. Veritably the same exact things, spices and balsam and lot. And Rashi says, lot is lutisa, and I had to look it up. And it's explained that lot refers to a lotus, some kind of a flower. Beautiful on the one hand, and particularly special and unique, in that it rises from the mud without any kind of stain or any kind of that which is to be found within the ground that could chip away at the beauty of the item or the pre of the fruit or the flower itself. And it's explained that the lotus has a suggestion and representation of the ability of one to overcome adversity and to shake off and clean off from oneself anything that has been heaped upon oneself from afar, to be able to retain only his purity and a sense of serenity. So maybe what's happening here is that Yaakov Avinu is subliminally Kodesh, es achichem acher ve'es Benyamim, saying to the sons, go and present yourself before this man and bring specifically these things. Because these things, and I dare say that Yaakov Avinu did not know it at the time, was never told about it, obviously, because he was never told about Yosef not having been killed, but rather sold down the river. Yaakov didn't know what accompanied him when he was taken down to Egypt. But he chooses these specific things to be presented before the viceroy, the king of Egypt, assistant to the king. Because effectively, with Ruach HaKodesh, he wants to say to the person before whom they will stand, Yosef, look at what we're presenting to you. And reflect back and realize that when your brothers did whatever they did to you, and when you were taken as a slave down to Egypt, you were miraculously accompanied by these very things that are fit for a king. So many years, from the age of 17 till the age of 30. A long time. A long time to be in servitude, to be under the gun, to be referred to as a Nar Ivri. But you want to know why it happened? Full circle. You were taken down with the host Sari Valot, and you will be rejoined to your family, to our family, with the host Valot and Sari as well. Realize that this is something that HaKadosh Baruch Hu evidently wished upon you, upon us, for you to ultimately bring us down, for us to be saved through your good offices, and for Klal Yisrael indeed to be subject to that which HaKadosh Baruch Hu had shared with Avram Avinu, the Zeta Avram. What a kingly gift to come full circle, to be given insight and understanding it has occurred to what that was unfathomable and veritably unacceptable in nature. What a kingly gift given to Yosef HaTzadik as he stands as viceroy to Egypt in front of the sons of Yaakov and his brother. That's the gift that only can be granted to a person by a Kadosh Baruch Hu. What a unique opportunity and what a unique choice by Yaakov Avinu. Have a wonderful Shabbos.